Welcome to EyeOnBusiness. I'm Kevin McDonald, and with me today is Mr. Ciaran Foley, the new president of Tech Coast Venture Network here in Orange County. We're in this beautiful park in Rancho Santa Margarita, and today we're going to talk about what it takes to get investments. So Ciaran,
hey Kevin.
Congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you tell me how that happened?
Sure. Well, I've been involved in entrepreneurship, as you and I both know, for quite a number of years. About a year before graduating from college, computer science, I started my first company. And ever since then, been deeply involved in entrepreneurship in all facets, from starting companies, helping raise money for companies, to helping mentor as well. So it seemed like a natural fit.
So what's the role at Tech Coast Venture Network mean to you? I mean, what are you going to be doing exactly?
Well, a lot. First of all, it's a great privilege because the organization has been around now for 26 years, and it's truly one of the organizations that I consider to be aligned with the interests of the entrepreneur as opposed to service providers or other individuals. You'll notice in this day and age there are a lot of organizations taking advantage of entrepreneurs, looking to raise funds, sell their wares into them, and for 26 odd years TCVN has been a stalwart proponent of truly helping educate entrepreneurs. So for me it really means the ability to help even more companies get started, and from a truly pure perspective.
So is TCVN an educational group? Are they investors? What is TCVN about?
TCVN is really, we call ourselves your guide to the entrepreneurial adventure, and it truly is that. We want TCVN to be the first stop for entrepreneurs, whether they're well on their way or they're just getting started. And our team of executive committee members, advisory board members, and others help guide that entrepreneur through the maze of some 400 networking organizations in Orange County and all the resources at the right time. And that's really the key. So
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm employed or unemployed, doesn't really matter at this point. I have an idea, I've put some money, my friends and family into it. I come knock on the door of Tech Coast Venture Network. What can I expect from that process? Sure.
Well, Tech Coast Venture Network has a number of different facilities to help entrepreneurs. Among them, we hold monthly forum events, which are nightly events that help entrepreneurs network with each other, with potential investors, and with resources. We also hold ambassador breakfasts for them to get to know the executive committee members. And we also hold specialized workshops that take them through the flow of building a company from soup to nuts. And in fact, it's kind of unique in the sense that our programming is chronological. So if you start with us at the beginning of the year, you'll go through the entire life cycle of starting and running a company with us. And
so it's kind of like a year in the life of an entrepreneur.
Exactly, from soup to nuts, everything from formation of the company initially, choosing, understanding how to choose what formation you want, to funding if that's appropriate.
So is TCVN a group of investors? Is it a group of mentors? Is it a combination of both? I mean,
a combination of both. I think there are groups like Tech Coast Angels and others that do the investment portion really well, and so we team with them. We have a good alliance partnership with TCA and other groups, and so I would see us more as mentors, as guides. There are a few other groups where you can sit down for 3 hours with a lawyer who earns $500 an hour normally doing transaction law, an accountant, a computer scientist, and a marketing expert, all in one room, and get specific to your business.
So I recently interviewed Stuart Roberts from TCA, or Tech Coast Angels, and one of the things he mentioned is that they're looking for entrepreneurs to come to them and look for investment. So what you're basically saying is that you work with TCA to help prepare the entrepreneur for the meeting with TCA?
That's correct. That's part of what we do, yes. Yeah. And in many cases, entrepreneurs will come to us and the first thing on their mind is, I need to get funding. And we recognize the type of work and the level at which that entrepreneur has to, or the steps that an entrepreneur has to take to get fundable. And so we'll help them get there prior to even approaching a TCA or a similar group.
So is there a cost associated with being involved with the Tech Coast?
There is. There's a nominal fee. Right now, for individuals, for instance, we charge a little under $300 for a year's annual pass, if you will, and that gets you into virtually every event that we hold.
So that's their key to this education that you're talking about, is just pay $300 one time and they're in?
That's it. That's it. And it helps cover the cost of the organization. You can elect, if you'd like to pay on a per event basis as well.
Okay, and is TCVN a not-for-profit?
It is indeed, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into a little bit about what's going on inside the world of TCVN right now. I know that you were recently made the new president, and the former president is acting chair, as I understand it?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so where do you see the changes coming? What changes do you think people should expect, for those who know already,
sure,
and for the excitement of the new entrepreneur that may not have an experience with TCVN?
Sure. Well, like every other group, today there are a lot of changes in general in the industry. The advent of social marketing, social media, the change in the economy, of course. And so with those changes, TCVN is positioning itself to take advantage of and to help entrepreneurs through this time. So part of that has been an entire redesign of our website, our online resources. We want to take a lot of the content that otherwise would be available only at our forums and make it available through the website. We've also engaged a volunteer force to help us with blogging and putting content on and knowledge, and we want to leverage the executive committee's knowledge even better than we could before using technology. Okay.
So if someone comes and signs up for that $300 fee and they decide they want to start coming to these forums, what type of education are they going to get? What do these forums look like exactly?
Sure. Well, as an example, start with the workshops, which are morning events, which are really the soup and nuts of education. These are virtually one-on-one sessions. You're talking about maybe 10 to 20 people in a room, along with a number of experts, helping guide them through a specific part of the startup process. So recently, we had with Jim Schnell and Brad Hall from Hall & Company, a session on corporate formation. And so we spent almost 3 hours going through the different types of corporate formations, LLCs, C Corp, etc., and the advantages and disadvantages to an entrepreneur starting up and choosing one of those types of formations. Now, it may seem awfully dry. It may seem like, you know, why would I want to get up at 7:30 in the morning and watch that for 3 hours? But in fact, all of our workshops are well attended, and in fact, people stay well after they end.
Well, and I need to comment on the dry point. Entrepreneurship is hard work.
It is.
And one of the things you need to do most is to prevent mistakes.
That's correct.
So my understanding of what TCVN can help in doing these workshops is to aid you with the information required to make very difficult decisions. If you think from an outside perspective that this is dry, then you might want to reconsider whether you're going to be an entrepreneur
Absolutely
or not.
Correct. And in fact, you know, the foundation of a well-formed company is doing things right and understanding where the pitfalls are. You know, I've been in business since early days in college, and I've helped form 5 different companies, and I'm still learning things in some of these sessions. And the devil is in the details, and truly doing one thing right, attending these sessions and learning what you can from them will save you a world of hurt down the line.
So we do these forums and the professionals that are involved. Now, can these professionals be contracted with later on if they need to? Or
absolutely,
you know,
yeah.
Are these direct-to-service people, or are they retired? I mean, what kind of...
They are, and we're very careful as an organization also to not create an atmosphere where it feels like the entrepreneur is being preyed upon by a service provider. And so there's kind of a very kickback where we're almost reticent to ask for business. We'll let the entrepreneurs approach us. But again, you're dealing with professionals that have, you know, 20, 30 years of experience in their various professions, and there's a lot of knowledge there. So whether or not you choose to engage them as an entrepreneur, you're going to get a lot out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard thing for me as a young man. As an adult, I have no problem, but I was a goldsmith, as you know, and I spent about several thousand hours underneath a master goldsmith.
Sure.
And I was bitter the whole time because I felt like he was stopping me from doing what I really knew how to do. And
yes.
But then as I later on, I realized that all he was doing was building a concrete foundation, and then I could do anything.
Yeah,
and it was amazing what that. So I really am starting to see groups like TCA and TechQuest Venture Network as really, they don't want to stifle you. They don't want you to be disappointed and go home, but they want you to start from the right place.
That's correct.
And if you don't